Welcome back. Today we're going to show you how to fix knee pain with the squat movement. So as you probably know, the squat is one of those foundational movement patterns that we use to help build the full body strength to limit impact that goes through our joints. And we really want it to be part of the solution to things like knee pain and not part of the problem. So if you're somebody who's having a little bit of knee pain as you start getting into and performing more squats, we're going to show you a couple things you can look at to help fix it. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start from the ground up. First thing you want to look at is your stance. If you're having knee pain when you're doing squatting, you want to make sure that you're squatting with the right stance that's going to be best for your body. And so start by changing the width and changing the amount of toe out. The thing that's important to understand is that everybody's hip anatomy is going to be a little bit different. And so everybody's squat stance is going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be up to you to really play around with your squat stance and figure out what the best one, what is most comfortable on your ankles, your knees, and your hips. But if you're having knee pain, go ahead and try different positions. You can go a little bit wider with the toes pointed out. You can go a little bit narrower with the toes pointed out a little bit wider. There's not going to be a one that's right for everybody, so really just kind of play around with your stance until you find one that might be a little bit more comfortable on your knees. The second thing to look out for is how are you initiating this movement? If you're having some knee pain, you might want to think about initiating the movement by unlocking at the hips and then squatting down, instead of unlocking at your knees, which looks like this, where my first movement, instead of sending my hips back, is bending at the knees and dropping straight down. What you can see is when I unlock at the hips and come back, there's just a little less pull on the front of the knees versus when I unlock at the knees and come straight down like that, a little sharper bend at the knee, a lot more pull along the front, and that could be the reason or thing that is contributing to your knee pain. So that's the other thing to look out for, how you're initiating that movement. Try unlocking at the hips versus unlocking at the knees. The other thing you can try is try limiting your depth a bit. So again, people that are on the more flexible side can really drop down all the way. I can't quite get there because I'm not that flexible, but they call it ass to grass, right? Where their butt can get all the way down at the ground, which again is going to cause a really big kind of sharp angle at that knee, which if you're having some knee pain, might be a little bit more uncomfortable. So you might want to try limiting your depth. When I'm teaching people who are dealing with joint pain how to squat, I usually have them stop when their thighs, nice catch there, get parallel with the ground. And that's as deep as they want to go until their knee pain starts to get better. And then you can try experimenting a little bit if you want to go a little bit lower, if you have that flexibility. So that's kind of the third thing you can try, is just limiting the depth until you can fix that knee pain and then maybe trying to go a little bit lower. The next thing, and probably the most important or most effective way to treat knee pain or fix knee pain with squats, is learning how to create tension as you perform this movement, especially tension in the lower legs. So the best way to do that is think of basically as you perform this movement, you're screwing your feet into the ground. Now they're not actually gonna kind of move out to the side. They're gonna be planted in place, but you're really driving those knees out, screwing those feet into the ground as you sink down into the squat movement. And what happens is this tension and this torque really gets those muscles fired up to take pressure off of your knee joint. And that's why it's a really effective way to fix knee pain with the squat movement. So those are 4 things you can try. Again, it's starting with the stance, unlocking at the hips to initiate the movement, watching your depth, and then really learning to create that tension as you sink down into the squat. Those are 4 ways or 4 things that you can try to help fix knee pain with the squat. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button down below and let us know what you think. Thanks so much.